Hi, my name is Alyssa, and today I'll be teaching you how to create two different combination mark logos. So, what is a combination mark logo? Well, let's first dive into what a logo mark is. A logo mark is a logo that predominantly uses an icon or shape. Here are some familiar logo marks that only use an icon or a shape. A word mark is a logo that predominantly uses a type element. Here are some familiar word mark logos. A combination mark logo is when a logo mark and a word mark come together in a design. Combination marks are extremely common, and you'll find a lot of your favorite or familiar brands using this style of design due to its very flexible nature. Today, we will be focusing on creating two simple combination mark logos. One, the MasterCard logo from 1996, which is no longer in use, and two, the Adidas logo from 1971, which is still currently in use. Now, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab your document size. You can go to Art and Illustration and just simply grab the 1280 by 1024 and we'll go with that one. I also did download a PNG for the MasterCard just because it was easier to be able to grab the colors that way. So I definitely recommend doing that. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is we're going to go to our ellipse tool. And we're going to create a circle. Make sure you grab your color. And then we're going to go ahead and change it to 500 by 500. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to duplicate it. And you can do this with Control-C, Control-V on Windows or Command-C, Command-V on Mac. Grab your color picker or press I, and then grab your second color. Now you'll want to line these up as best as you can. You should see that little middle line there to be able to line them up perfectly. That little purple line, I love that purple line. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to duplicate these two circles that we have. Once we've duplicated them, we're gonna go to our Pathfinder and click to intersect. Then press I and grab the red color. Next, we're going to go ahead and count the lines on the MasterCard. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating rectangles and we're going to subtract the layers. So get your rectangle tool. And I'm just kind of zooming in here just to get a little bit better of a count. So you'll see that there's going to be a total of 5 rectangles that we're actually going to be using. If you notice in the MasterCard portion, there's not a rectangle or at least a section missing from the red to the yellow. So we need to make sure that there's only 5. So we create 5, go ahead and set it to your height to 30. Perfect. And we're going to start from the top. Make sure to cover the top of that little point there. And then what I like to do is I like to use my rectangles as guides. So I'm just copy pasting and then using that next one as the guide. Copy paste. Next one is the guide. Real simple. It's a lot easier than trying to just copy paste what you need and then figuring out how you're going to evenly distribute them on your canvas. All right. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Actually, just put that back there and we delete the bottom one. There we go. All right. So to figure out the one that we actually got to delete, look at the design. You'll notice you need the top one, you need that next one, and then the one after that. There's your 3, and then the 2 at the bottom. So that one right there that I'm hovering over, that's the one we delete. Perfect. Now go ahead and select all, and we're going to go back to our Pathfinder, and we're going to do minus from the front. I always hesitate when I do that because I can never remember which one's which. So let's go ahead and center this in our design. do apologize about this. I was having a little issues trying to center, but I do get it good enough. All right, so the next step is to create the text. Now, I would like to point out that the font that I have used is a demo font and is of the Neue Singular V Black Italic, or the Neue Singular V family. You can buy this for $40. However, you can download the demo if you know where to find it, and I will more than likely put the links in the description below. What you want to do is, if you don't have it, use any other font that you think looks good. But after you've gone ahead and typed out MasterCard, make the font white, and then we're going to duplicate it. So we're going to copy paste. Now go ahead and press I for your dropper tool and grab that navy color. And we're going to arrange for this layer to be behind the other layer. So go to arrange, send backwards. Now you want to line these up. What I like to do is I press shift and then I use my arrow key, so my left arrow key, to go left and down. And then I also just go 3 points over to the right and 3 points up. Technically I did up and then right. And that should pretty much give you your MasterCard font almost to a T. I did notice that my font was a little shorter on the right and left sides compared to the picture reference. So I decided to up the font size to 155 from 150. And then you'll notice that on top of the right and left sides being a little smaller, that this particular font isn't as stretched as the actual MasterCard font is. So to remedy that, you're going to press Control-Shift-O or Command-Shift-O. What this is going to do is it's going to make your text completely uneditable. So make sure you do everything you need to first before you press this. And then you'll do it with the other layer, and you're going to stretch both to about 110 points, give or take. It's not perfect, but do your best. This will give that stretched feeling that the reference picture has, and pretty much looks, well, in my opinion, it looks pretty darn good. For the next design, we're going to do the Adidas logo from 1971, which is still in use today. So go ahead and make yourself an ellipse, make a circle. Let's make this 300 by 300. And you're going to copy paste or duplicate this one. And I just choose a second color just to have a contrast, basically. And you're gonna do the exact same thing that you did with the MasterCard circles. And we're gonna have that little middle section there. Just make sure it's not too wide. You can always reference an Adidas photo if you need to. So you'll go ahead and go to Pathfinder and then click to intersect, just like before. Now go ahead and change your fill color to black, and we are going to copy paste this design 2 more times. Grab your first design, and then we're going to change the angle to 35. Grab the third design and change it to -35. And go ahead and line these up, and they are going to slightly intersect on each other on the left and the right side, and basically create this little M at the bottom. Do your best to try to make it as even as possible. There's a few tricks that I've learned where you can use the whole shift and arrow key to make sure that you keep things, well, as simple as possible. And then you can use your arrow keys for more defined movements. All right, that is our basic shape for the Adidas logo. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we did with the MasterCard with the rectangles. Now there's two ways to do this. You could do the rectangles and just color them white, but I feel like that's the lazy way. So we're going to not do the lazy way, but if you like the lazy way, do the lazy way. Go ahead and make the rectangles 20 points in height and align the first one above the white space between the designs at their adjoining points at the top of the adjoining points. I hope that makes sense. And we're going to do the exact same thing where we're using our rectangles as the guide. And remember, we only really need 3 because, well, Adidas has 3 stripes. I just moved these up a little bit. You can also always reference a reference photo for this as well. And then you're going to take your 3 designs, your 3 initial designs, and we're going to go to Pathfinder and we're going to combine them. Now, when you do that, you can minus from the front and voila, you have your Adidas logo. Now we just need the text. So grab your font. We're going to go ahead and keep this at 155, doesn't matter. And it's ITC Avant-Garde Gothic Medium is the one I'm using. And I just type in Adidas. Line it up. There you have it. Isn't that awesome? And there you go. You have a completed MasterCard and Adidas logo. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new today, and I wish you luck on your Adobe Illustrator endeavors.